That's not possible. We can't all be Elon Musks, right? And that is exactly the beauty of it. It's up for us to go and explore. Hey everybody, welcome to Cerebrum. My name is Kenneth, and this channel is dedicated to helping you achieve more meaningful and fulfilling lives. We do this by providing you with the knowledge and different perspectives that you need to make smarter and more informed decisions about your life. Now, this channel will mainly cover 3 topics, which is philosophy, entrepreneurship, and financial literacy. So if you'd like to hear more about those topics, please remember to click the subscribe button below and give this video a thumbs up. It will really help with the YouTube algorithm. Okay, now let's get straight into today's topic. What is the meaning of life? Now, if you don't already know, there's an American psychologist named Abraham Maslow who put forth an idea. It's now popularly known as the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Now, the model that he presents is the 5 fundamental needs that he believes all humans possess. At the bottom of the food chain, which is the most important, is the physiological needs. So these are things like your air, water, food, reproduction, things like that, which, makes sense because without that, you're gonna die. Okay, so the second tier above physiological needs are the safety needs. So these are things like security, your health, having a roof over your head, shelter, employment, things that make you feel psychologically safe. And then above that, you have love and belonging. So these are like your friends and family, intimacy with your spouse, societal norms and cultures that you fit into, right? And above that, then you have esteem, which is things like respect, status, self-recognition, strength, freedom, things that make you feel confident. And at the top of the pyramid, we have self-actualization, which is to be the most that one can be, or to be the best version of oneself. And this, according to Maslow, and also what I believe, is the meaning of life. The problem is society's misrepresentation of what self-actualization actually entails. There's a lot of societal pressure for us to, send somebody to Mars and colonize Mars and be like a multi-billionaire or a trillionaire to be the next Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk, but that's not possible. We can't all be Elon Musks, right? If that's true, then it means that only a tiny subsection of the world will probably have meaning in their life, which cannot be, and that will make the whole world a very meaningless and depressing place. So I don't buy into that, and if it can't be applied to a mass population, it probably isn't true. Instead, I believe that self-actualization can have many paths, and it doesn't need to be extreme nobility or like saving the world or being the next Mother Teresa or something like that. It can be very, very little things that are still important in our lives, like being the best father or being a great friend or being a great spouse, or being a teacher that translates knowledge and complex ideas into simplified ideas to students, doing charity work. All these are still great pursuits and meaningful, and it doesn't have to be, world-changing events like colonizing Mars or building the next, spaceship. The important thing to understand is that any time that you spend on your self-actualization goals, let's say, for example, is to become the best basketball player, also takes away time from other aspects of your life. So if you're spending, 10 hours a day training for basketball, you can't possibly be a great violinist, or it takes away time from, that you can spend with your friends or your family. You might not be as good as a husband or a wife or a parent because you're spending so much time on this. So in that sense, the pyramid doesn't always have to be, an upright pyramid shape. It can be, more like, and I think this is true for most people, it's more like a cube Jenga rectangular shape where we don't have to worry so much about food and safety anymore because we don't go around. It's not like 10,000 BC where we have to go out and hunt for food and kill animals, and we spend like 8 hours hunting every day. So we spend a lot more time chasing things that are important to us, and so that it becomes more like a cube. And for people like Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk, they probably have more like an inverse pyramid where most of their time is spent chasing after the goals and things that they want to achieve that are super meaningful, and because it's such a huge scale and impacts the world that it requires so much of their time, energy, and effort that they don't really have time to spend on anything else. But the point here is that you get to decide what shape you want your pyramid to be. Well, it doesn't have to be a pyramid, right? It doesn't mean that because you spend time on one thing and you're not as good as the other, or you're not chasing some life-changing noble goal, that you're any less of a human being or that your life is less meaningful, okay? Now, I'm sure there's still gonna be people saying like, but Kenneth, I have all my physiological needs met, I'm safe, I have love and belonging, I have good friends, I have good spouse, I'm fairly confident, my self-esteem is good, but I don't know what my self-actualization goal, what does it mean to be one's best self? I don't know what I should be chasing. And so how do I know what's my life purpose, or what should my goals be? What should I be working towards? And if you ask me that, I would say, I don't know. It's impossible for me to answer, because it's going to be different for everybody from person to person. And even for the same person, what self-actualization means to them and what's important and their life priorities at that stage of their life could be different. So what's meaningful to a 20-year-old fresh grad versus, a 35-year-old who just got married and just had their first kids versus, 70-year-old retiree, what's important to them and what they want to chase is completely different, even if it's the same person. So it's a fluid and dynamic concept, and it's not something that I can tell you, what your life purpose or what your self-actualization goals should be. To quote Victor Frankel in Man's Search for Meaning, which is a book that I recommend everybody read, to put the question in general terms would be comparable to the question posed to a chess champion. Tell me, master, what is the best move in the world? It doesn't exist. It depends on the context, depends on the other player's move, and you can't say that there is one definitive move that is correct. And that is exactly the beauty of it. It's up for us to go and explore and discover. That is what makes life so great. It becomes an adventure when you take on this perspective. It's for us to journey upon, and everything is an opportunity. It's ripe for the taking. We just need to take responsibility for it, and we take control of the steering wheel, and we direct our lives in the direction that we want. So everybody's life is going to be different and unique, and that makes it special, and that's why it's meaningful, because we all have this journey for us to go and adventure for us to discover on our own. We can't wait or expect someone else to tell us what we should do with our lives. We need to take control and do it ourselves. But yeah, I understand, journeying into the abyss with no direction, with no compass, without any knowledge whatsoever of whether you're even going in the right direction is scary. The fear of unknown is one of the strongest fears known to men. So that's going to be a topic of the next video, tips on how to find your life purpose. If that's something that interests you, remember to click the subscribe button below so you get notified when we release new videos. And if you enjoyed today's content, please remember to give us a thumbs up. It will really help with the YouTube algorithm. And we'll see you in the next video.